All right, so being as innovative as we are here at Worth the Watch, uh, we're kind of gonna do a video game review as we've done in the past, except this time I'm gonna do it kind of in a question and answer format since I've not played this game before. This is a review of 2K14,
NBA 2K14.
NBA 2K14. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about this game?
So NBA 2K14 is the latest installment in the very popular basketball franchise. Uh, it's it's insanely popular. It's really, I mean, it's taking over for Madden, even though Madden's still
Mm,
out, but like people don't seem to gravitate towards that as much. And the last few years they've just been tuning the game up a little bit, adding some things here and there. And I mean, they don't really have any competition. EA has been trying to
hey,
get an NBA Live out there, but
yeah, don't diss NBA Live.
it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon, or at least not a good one's going to come out.
Oh,
Um, so in this type of situation, you would kind of expect a company to just, you know, add one little thing here, change something there, and just kind of release the same game year in and year out. But 2K is not doing that. They're actually being pretty ambitious in their changes, and some are good, some are not so good. And
mm.
I'm usually not an advocate for just putting out the same game every year with minimal changes, but it might help them in this case.
Perhaps you could elaborate a little on some of the not so good or good changes.
Well, the biggest change is once again they're changing the gameplay. Last year, the shot stick, I think, to shoot was you hold down the right trigger and push up on the right stick to shoot, and you could do dribble moves with the right stick by not holding the trigger down. But this year, it's like it seems like you can kind of shoot with the trigger down or up. I mean, it's really confusing, and I mean, I've had the game for a while now, and I can't get used to it. I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to revert back to some old stick layouts, but I think that would cause me to miss out on some other cool things they added, such as the style pass option, if you will, where you can, go throw a no look pass to the corner, or just add some more flair to the game, and probably strategically it helps too. But I mean, I don't know if it's really worth it. I can't get the hang of this new stick layout, and it's it's really taking away from my enjoyment of the game.
Mm. Well, in general, do you enjoy the gameplay besides that major flaw?
I would say it's definitely um, it's a step down from last year. I think they tuned the play calling a little bit. They changed the alley buttons to a more natural feeling location, but it's still like I can't get over that. And I can't really perform dribble moves like I want to. And I never know when my guy's going to pull up for a shot. So I would say with the current stick layout, until I get used to it, it's definitely a far step down.
Yikes. Well, this does not bode well for the game. Uh, how are the graphics?
The graphics are great as usual. Um, I mean, they don't look too terribly different from last year's or the year before that. But I mean, it's still easily the best basketball game on the market
Right.
in terms of graphics. Even though I don't even know if NBA Live is out on the market or if it's going to be released or what. But
NBA
from what
Live
I've seen
is.
from NBA Live, the graphics don't look that great, anyways.
What? So, what kind of like game modes are there? Uh, like a like Dynasty. Like I don't play. 2K. So like, what is there, and what do you like the best?
There is a dynasty mode. I think it's called the Association. It's, just like dynasty or franchise mode in other sports games. It's a lot of fun. You can, pick your favorite team, build them up, uh, or you could do what I usually do and just pick the Bobcats, trade all of your players for draft picks, and have a powerhouse team in 3 years. But you can also do fantasy drafts, and yeah, I think it's one of the best franchise modes out there today, if not the best. Another very popular mode is My Player or My Career, or whatever it's
Right.
called, where you basically take a guy, you create him, and then you start off playing in the rookie showcase game. You kind of pick your attributes a little bit, like you choose if you're if you're an athlete, if you're a 3-point shooter, uh, whatever it might be, and that starts your guy off kind of tailored to the way you want to play the game, which I love. It would be nice if there was a little more freedom there, like you had, you could change your guy a little bit more in terms of attributes, but it's a lot of fun. You get drafted, you can, basically just do whatever you want, and improve your guy every day. Uh, that game mode's a lot of fun. I've spent hours on that. After that, it gets a little sparse. There's My Team, I think it's called. It's similar to Madden Ultimate Team. Uh, you kind of get guys who, current NBA players, and there's some legendary guys sprinkled in there, and you make your own team, and you face guys online. It's a fun game mode. I don't know if it has the long-term playability as the other ones.
Right.
And then the only other one to add is a new mode. I forget what it's called, but basically you can choose to leave LeBron James on the Heat and, build a dynasty there and then play out some storylines that they make up moving forward. Or you could sign him with the Knicks and then later the Cavs, which is a much more appealing option, or fun to do that, I would think. But
Huh.
and then you can play out other storylines going up against other powerhouse teams. I don't. It's not very much fun, honestly. I don't like it.
It's an interesting idea. It's
It's
just
it's an interesting idea. They had a similar game mode, I think, 2 years ago when the game was Michael Jordan themed. This game, of course, is LeBron James themed. And the Michael Jordan one was a lot better because you could go back and play against, and you could play in some of his, most notable games. And in this, it's kind of these extreme kind of things, stuff that would never actually happen. Some of the teams you go up against are ridiculous. Um, I don't like the game mode very much. Uh, that's about it for game modes. There's a few other things you can do, but
right. Yeah, I gotta ask about multiplayer. Have you played any or played much, and what was your experience?
I played a little bit. Um, I I didn't have a lot of fun because I still don't understand the shot stick and how that works. But the connection was fine and all. It wasn't real laggy. But for some reason, and this might not be true, but when I play online, it feels like my guys just aren't as good as when I play against the computer. And I play on, I think the second highest skill level, which I think is the one they have online. So it doesn't make sense, but it's something I've always been really frustrated with. And
Wow.
it might not be true, but it seems like it is.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Um, there's just a few little things. Last year's game, uh, what I love to do is go up against my friends online, and we would use classic teams. Whether it be the Hawks with Dominique Wilkins or the Supersonics with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. It was a ton of fun. It is a ton of fun. They're all still in the game, but I was really hoping they would add a few more teams. Uh, there's no team with Julius Irving in there, which I think is weird, considering he was in the game 2 years ago. There's still no Charles Barkley in there unless you're using the Dream Team, which I think they took out of this year's game for some reason. I really wanted a Pacers team with Reggie Miller, but they're all the same classic teams as last year, which is a bit of a letdown. And also, this is such a minor thing, but the soundtrack this year is a lot worse than last year's. I think LeBron picked it, and
What's wrong with it?
it got off to such a bad start because the first song, like the default song they play on the start menu, is "Started from the Bottom" by Drake, and I hate that song. And obviously you can take it off of the playlist or whatever, so you don't have to listen to it while you're playing the game. But I think it still automatically comes on when you start the game, so you still have to hear it. And I could have done without hearing "Blurred Lines" by Robin Thicke ever again in my life, but that's in too. But I mean, you can take the songs off you don't like, but
right. I mean, music is it's not a huge thing, but it is important enough to merit some kind of complaint. So anyways, I think that's about it. I have to ask you, being someone who doesn't really bother buying sports games every year myself, would you consider this worth purchasing?
if you have 2K13 and you're not worried about getting the new rookies, I would say it is definitely not worth buying. If you're someone like me who, couldn't really stand to play with the non-updated rosters, then I would say you would have to buy it and then just switch the layout to an older setting if you can't get used to the shooting and ball movement things like me. But out of 10, I would give this game a 6.3.
That's
The definite disappointment. I hope they kind of ease the brakes on the next few ones that come out.
right. Well, I guess that's about it. Thank you for your valuable insight. And like, rate, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.